Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining me again on this channel for data and IT professionals. In our previous video, we covered what entities and relationships are, the different types of entities and relationships, and how they are represented in ER diagrams. More importantly, we learned what cardinality is and explored how relationships are classified based on minimum and maximum cardinality. However, cardinality is not the only way relationships can be classified. Instead of focusing on how many records participate in a relationship, we can focus on how the entities are identified within that relationship. In other words, we look at how the primary keys of the parent and child entities are designed. Based on that, relationships are classified into two categories: identifying relationships and non-identifying relationships. So, let's understand what these relationship types actually mean in our database design. Now, before we define these relationship types, let's start with a simple example. Take a look at the relationship between orders and order items. We all know that a single order can contain multiple order items. Now let's assume that the order table has order ID as its primary key. In the order items table, each item is identified using a combination of order ID and line number. In other words, order ID and line number together form the primary key of the order items table. Now notice something very important here. Part of the child entity's primary key is coming directly from the parent entity. The order items record cannot be uniquely identified without the order ID coming from the parent order table. This type of relationship is called an identifying relationship. The reason is quite simple. The parent entity's primary key participates in identifying the child entity. That's why we call it an identifying relationship. Now let's look at another example. Consider the relationship between customer and order. In this case, customer is the parent entity and order is the child entity. The customer table has customer ID as its primary key, and the order table has order ID as its primary key. Now, unlike our previous example, parent table's primary key, which is customer ID in this case, is not part of the order table's primary key. The order can be uniquely identified using order ID alone. Customer ID is just a foreign key in the order table and is only used to establish the relationship back to the customer. Most importantly, it has no role in the primary key of the order table. This type of relationship is called a non-identifying relationship, because although the parent key exists in the child table, it does not participate in identifying the child entity. Having understood these types, let's also look at how they are represented in ER diagrams. In most ER modeling notations, identifying relationships are represented using a solid line, and non-identifying relationships are represented using a dashed line. Now, one common misconception is to assume that identifying relationships and weak entities are exactly the same thing. Similarly, many people assume that non-identifying relationships always mean strong entities. While that is the common pattern you'll typically observe at first glance, this is not always correct. Let's take the example of customer and customer address. The customer address is a classic weak entity because an address cannot exist in our system without a customer. So naturally, many people would expect this relationship to always be an identifying relationship. However, that is not necessarily the case. During the physical database design process, we may choose to identify each address using a surrogate key, such as address ID. In that design, the customer address table would contain address ID as its primary key and customer ID as just a foreign key. Notice what has happened here. Customer ID is still required to relate the address back to the customer, but it is no longer part of the primary key. As a result, the relationship becomes a non-identifying relationship. So even though customer address is a weak entity at the conceptual level, it can still be implemented using a non-identifying relationship in the physical design. And once you understand this distinction, reading and designing ER diagrams becomes much easier. That's all for today. If you found this helpful, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. And as always, please share this with your network. It really helps us bring more useful videos your way. Thanks for watching.